that day, I can still remember vividly. It was as if the heaven should come down. It was as if someone died. I cried. I cried so hard. Why is it that people find it so hard to swallow the fact that they attempted something and it did not work in their hands? As if there is no room or opportunity to attempt again. It's as if like we are supposed to get it right once at our first attempt. I don't know who sold that idea to us. And that idea has been damaging the esteem of most of our youth, including me. I've been a victim of that metrics for measuring success and failure. So I understand perfectly. While I was in elementary school, there is this exam we usually write before you go into secondary school. It's called Common Entrance Exam. So at the time they were writing the exam, I was not up to the class yet. I was not in the class that was supposed to write the exam yet. I was younger. But since I was doing well in school, my headmistress talked to my parents that they can register me for the Common Entrance Exam and I can try. So my parents agreed and they registered me for the Common Entrance Exam. I went to the older pupil, then we wrote the exam. When the result came out, I failed. And that day, I can still remember vividly. It was as if the heaven should come down. It was as if someone died. I cried so hard. My teachers, even the other students that wrote the exam with me, they were just looking at me like, Miracle, what is wrong with you? I was wailing. I was crying. I was rolling. I said I failed. But guess the catch? It's not just the fact that I failed. I just needed one mark to get to the cutoff. I think it was 190 something or 180 something. I just knew I needed one mark to get to the cutoff, but I didn't make it. And guess another catch. I had the highest score. Yes, you heard that right. I had the highest score. That means the older people I went to write the exam with, they all failed. Every single one of them. Because then common entrance was more strict and everything. So they had good scores but not good enough. So we all failed. And I was crying harder than they were. So everyone was looking at me like, this girl, are being dramatic. It's not even as if you failed. You still have opportunity to try again when your class wants to write their own. Like these people you wrote the exam with, they are not even actually your peers. But you are acting as if they talked. They did everything they could. I was not listening. I was crying. I was wailing. There was this thought inside my head, like it was as if I would never get an opportunity to write that exam again. I don't know what informed that decision. I don't know what informed that. I don't know. But it was as if I will never get an opportunity to write that exam again. It was as if I will not be able to attempt again. It was as if that was it for me. And the way I reacted as a child is the way most of us adults are reacting to failure even now. We act as if we will never get a chance to try again. We act as if failing at something does not mean attempting. To fail means you attempted something and it did not work. And it simply means you can attempt again. But the way society is wired now, and with this the era of social media and the rising of more technologies and everything, it's as if there is no room to attempt something and not get it at the first try. It's as if the world is not even giving you a chance to attempt, and it didn't work, then you try again. We are all acting the way I acted as a child, as if I will never ever have an opportunity to attempt again. And because of that, there's the way we start seeing failing at something. We start associating it to ourselves. We start associating it to our esteem. We start associating it to the way even other people see us. And now, the society had made it even more worse because of how vain we are now as a society. There is no in between. It's either you are a success or you are a failure. It's either you are a known name, you are wealthy, you are very, very intelligent, and in the social, in the status quo, at least you are up there. You have to be all of these things. And if you are not all of those things, you can't even sleep well at night. It brings us to a place where we hate our process. Whenever we are trying something and it doesn't work, we hate it. We hate watching things work in our hands. We want it to work at first try. Like it just have to work. You can't afford to try this and it doesn't work. And it makes process is no longer sweet. Some people do not even attempt it. When they try once and it doesn't work, they drop it. Process is now difficult to follow. We forget that to be successful, you have to attempt over and over and over again. That is how success is achieved. Attempt over and over again. But in the society now, people always project their success. Everyone is talking about how good they are doing, how they have bought their first car, how they bought their first house, how they earned that degree and everything. Everyone is just talking about their successes, and no one is talking about the process it took them to get there. We are glorifying success more than the process. Now, process is seen as failure and nobody wants to go through it anymore. Even me, I have to rewire myself. I have to ask myself questions whenever I'm trying to do some certain thing and I'm not getting it right, and I start getting frustrated at myself. I'll be like, miracle, yes, you're not getting this. But this is an attempt. This way did not work. Try another way. There has to be another way to get this to work. We need to dissociate ourselves, our esteem, from our attempts at something and it doesn't work. Failure is attempting something and it did not work. To attempt means that you can try again. You can attempt something and it doesn't work, then it means that you can try again. You can attempt again. Maybe the way you did it did not work for you. Try again, try another way, try until you get it right. But there is no longer dignity in attempting things over and over again. There is no longer dignity in following through the process to get things done. In short, if you even try saying things like, people will say you are glorifying suffering, that it's like you want to suffer. No one wants to suffer. No one wants to remain the way they are. No. Because you attempted something and you didn't get it right the first time, doesn't mean you will not get it right when you try again the second time. But we are very, very afraid of failure. And worse is when other people find out that this thing you are trying to do, you have done it. Maybe the first time you tried, the second time it didn't work. You might even start hearing advice like, stop wasting your time, stop wasting precious time and resources, go and look for something else to do, go and make good use of your time doing something else. Then you might even get discouraged and drop the whole thing. But what I want to tell you is the fact that you can fail gallantly. You can fail gallantly. Like, you can attempt something and you don't get it right the first time. you can attempt it again without it affecting your esteem, without it affecting the way you see yourself, without it affecting your worth as a human being. You can do that. But I think one of the reasons why people are finding it so difficult to swallow the fact that they attempted something and it didn't work for them is the fact that that same metrics they are using to judge other people when they attempt things and it did not work is the same metrics they are using to judge themselves. So they already know the metrics they use to judge someone else. So when it gets to their turn, they judge themselves even harsher. More harsh. I don't know if there's a word like that anyway. They judge themselves like that because they know that that is how they are going to be judged. They don't even give themselves room for improvement at all. And that is quite bad. Now, I'm going to put you through the steps of failing gallantly. Where by failure, I mean when you attempt something and it didn't go the first time, you stand up again gallantly and attempt again. That is what it means to fail gallantly. Number one, attempt things as they come, knowing fully well that whether it succeeds or fail has nothing to do with your worth as a human being and your esteem. Your attempting to do something does not equate your esteem or your worth as a human being. That is how to fail gallantly. You attempt, it did not work, try again. You attempt, it succeed, wow, that's good for you. Do not allow it to, do not attach it to your essence as a human being and to your worth as a human being. Number two, do not withhold yourself from exploring your curiosities. If you are curious about something, explore it. Because you know what? Knowledge that is not explored can never ever equate to experience. If you just have that head knowledge and you have the opportunity to explore it and you do not, it will remain head knowledge. But you know what? Experience is always better than just mere knowledge or insights that you get. You have to explore it. You have to experiment it and see how it works, whether it works or fail. So take your time to explore your curiosities. Take your time to explore whatever catches your attention. Number three, the people you do not want to see you fail. Those your friends, your colleagues, your classmates, your family members, those people you have in your head that you do not want to see you fail, they are also failing at something. Yes, they are failing at something. But the difference is the fact that they failed at that thing and they tried again. But because you are so involved in yourself, you will not notice. Every single person right now is failing at something. Either they are attempting a project and it's not working and they are trying and looking for another way to make it work, or they are going about a research and they are not finding what they are looking for, or whatever it is that is catching the person's interest. Everyone is attempting something even right now and is failing at it. When you see people that are successful, it doesn't mean every area of their life is successful. And it doesn't mean that everything they are attempting to do at every moment goes well for them. Probably we are seeing the best part of them because that is the most successful part. And that is the part that is always, obviously, always published and talked about. But everyone is attempting something. And some are failing at it. Some are getting it. Some got it yesterday, but they are not getting it today. It's a continuous life process. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Number 4, be kind to yourself and to others. Yes. Don't judge yourself too harshly. And also don't judge others too harshly. Because one thing I've noticed is that We only have one life. And not just that we have one life. No one came into this life with a foolproof method of getting it right. We are all trying and attempting over and over again. No one has the foolproof manual for life. Everyone you are seeing, it is their first life, and all they are doing is attempting. Our whole life consists of various attempts, and our successes consist of attempts that actually worked for us. So don't judge yourself too harshly, and don't judge people too harshly too. Until I see you next time.